Hi everyone, and welcome to your Restore practice. My name is Amy. We're here at the practice, and today we're going to focus mainly on the legs and the low body. Now this area affects all the other spaces in the body as well, so don't worry, you're still going to be benefiting your back, your shoulders, all of the good stuff. So we're going to start on our back. There's a few things we will need today. Main one is a strap. Now if you don't have a strap, don't worry. If you have a belt, that will work fine. Any real sort of belt-like thing, if that makes sense. Doesn't have to be yoga strap, anything that you have available that's going to be sturdy enough to be able to hold your leg up, as well as not hurt your hands too much in the process, or not hurt them at all, ideally. I do have 2 blocks with me as well as my bolster. You can use a rolled up yoga mat for this. You can use a cylindrical pillow, a bunch of pillows. Just get all the pillows, essentially, and blankets, everything to make you comfortable. There'll be lots of options to use these guys, but also options without them as well. So please don't fret if you still don't have any bolsters, blocks, or straps. We can also use books. For the blocks, we can use nice sturdy boxes. Anything that's going to be able to support your weight. So we are going to start on our back. So making your way down to a reclining position, if you're not already there. Just taking the moment to ground. Just noticing the state that your body is in to begin, right here, right now. Just trying to bring it down a little bit. Maybe you already are calm. I know a lot of us aren't so calm these days, and that's totally normal to be expected. So we just take some time to come into a nice breath rhythm, noticing the rise, the fall, the inhales, the exhales. Using that as a focal point, something to keep coming back to as we move through this practice. We'll start here by extending the left leg long and drawing the right knee in towards your body. Fingers can interlock here on your right shin or thigh. Just taking some time in this when relieving pose. If your hands can't connect here, it's a great time to use your strap. We will be using it in just a second anyway, so if you want to have it prepared right beside you, that's a great preparation to take. Just a few more breaths. You can stay here for a few breaths longer if it's feeling really good in your body. We are going to make our way towards our strap. We will scoop up the underside of your foot with your strap right onto this ball of your foot here, and send your foot towards the sky. So the way I like to go about this is grab either end of my strap from the furthest point at the end, and then loop the strap around my hands until I get to my edge, which is a space that provides a bit of discomfort but no pain. Maybe, like myself, you notice you've gone a bit too far right off the bat, and you can give yourself some more space. So the reason I like to use my strap the way I just performed was because I don't like to have to actively pull down on my arms, especially in these long holds. So this way, gravity does most of the work for you. You may notice right away that this is a pretty challenging space to be. It's really intense for the hamstrings, the backs of the legs are probably feeling this already. Now we won't be in this particular pose for a whole lot of time. So we drop right into the habit of noticing the inhales, the exhales, how they affect the body, the mind. you begin to start thinking, I can't stay in this pose for one more breath, just try staying for one more single breath. And then ask yourself, can I stay here for one more? And then find your breath, and then keep going through that motion, noticing how your mind, your body responds. And if ever you cannot stay for one more breath, please also take that cue from your body and move out of the space. Not much longer here now. From here, we're going to be opening our leg up to the right side here. So you can transfer both parts of your strap into your right hand however you wish. You may need to adjust your grip slightly. I'm going to let the right leg fall over towards the right. Now my blocks are conveniently in the right spot for my leg to land on here. You don't have to have something under your leg here, but it can be really nice. And if you have something available to support your leg, that's great. If not, it may be floating in space for a few minutes, but that's okay. We're not here for a super long period of time. But if you have the support and you can take it, please do. You might need to adjust it a few times until you find what you do need. Now this left arm can go however it is most comfortable. I like to reach it out long to remind my chest to stay open. Notice if you're holding tension in the body, if you're gripping, trying to resist sinking down, can you just see what would happen if you let go of that grip just a little tiny bit, breath by breath. Just a few more breaths here. And using the strength and support of your arm, you can draw your right leg back through center. This time we're going to transfer that grip into the left hand and allow the leg to fall over towards the left. Now once again, my bolster just was in the right place, right time for my leg to land on here. You may be all the way up here. That's totally fine. We're not here for very long. You can always move your blocks if you have them as well, if they were supporting your leg open to the right. Last few breaths here. Once again, with control, we draw the leg back up through center. And from here, we bend the right knee, release the strap to your left side, give the right knee a few breaths of squeezing in here. And You can choose to stay right here, or maybe you wish to drop both knees in, give yourself a big squeeze, or maybe you're craving legs extended long, a little shavasana here. This is our counter pose time. So it's a space and a time for you to just rebound from whatever that pose was for you. When you are ready, begin to draw the left knee in towards you here. Fingers can interlock on the left shin or thigh for your wind relieving pose. This side might be a little different. The angle of the knee might be different. That's okay. Don't fight your natural skeleton. Dropping right into your breath. Few more here. We'll grab for that strap now. Hook the strap onto the ball of the left foot and extend the left foot up towards the sky. Once again, I prefer to wrap my hands around the strap. You can always grip the strap in the middle with both hands if you prefer. Accommodating this side if it needs more or less than you gave the other side in terms of space. Noticing if frustrations are rising, if the mind is wandering. Just every single time, come back to the breath. I know it sounds repetitive, but really it's as simple as that. We're not here much longer. Last 3 here. Both sides of strap can transfer into the left hand now. The left leg falls open to the left with control here. We don't want to put any unneeded strain. You can open the right arm up to the right. And here we are, we breathe. Maybe close your eyes if you haven't already. Last few breaths here. Slow with control through center, redraw the left leg. Transfer the strap into the left hand now, or the right hand rather, and allow the left leg to fall over to the right. Again, I have my blocks there ready for this, so you can use them, you cannot use them. This side might call for something different. If you're realizing that you don't have blocks but you wish you did, hit pause, go grab a block, a box rather, or a nice sturdy book. Last few breaths. Through center with the left leg. And bend the left knee into chest. Release your strap off to the side. Give that left knee a big squeeze here. You can stay with this squeeze. You can bring both knees in, maybe legs extend long. This side does not have to be the same as the other side in terms of your counter pose. Maybe feet are on the mat. Feel free to experiment, explore with this space. When you are ready, we'll meet with feet on the mat. You can reach one arm or the other, doesn't matter which. Overhead, we'll roll onto that side and take a pause here in the fetal position. Knees draw into chest, head rests on upper arm. Top heel plants down. Press yourself up through a seat. Adjust here however you need. If you're thirsty, grab a little sip of water. I do recommend that you do this pose situated the other way on your mat. So we're coming into wide-legged forward fold. I'm going to continue to face this way so we can stay connected. But I would recommend you use the length of your mat for this so your legs have support. So we're going to send the right leg over to the right and the left leg over to the left. You can adjust as needed. And this is a really, really important pose to have support for. So whatever it is, really get creative. Your blocks, your pillows stacked up, your blankets folded up and stacked. we want to be able to rest the head. I will be keeping time here, so don't worry about doing that yourself. We're just folding forward and down. So we want the forehead to be resting on something that is super important. It does signal to the brain that you are safe and that you can relax here, soften. And we'll be here for a while. You'll notice in these longer holds, once we get into them, I at least try not to talk as much, so just know I'm still here, and I'm doing that really purposefully to give you the space to experience these poses through your own body, through that lens, and not someone else's. Just always ensuring there's no pain. You can always adjust the levels of your props if necessary. And I'll keep you updated on the time. Just about halfway through here. So checking in with the mind, noticing if it's gone somewhere else. Maybe there's been a distraction, maybe one that you really couldn't even control. Someone came in the room and bugged you. Regardless, we come back to the breath, to the moment. Allow ourselves to land knowing that we've never gone too far away, that we can't come back. Also a great time here to adjust your props if you feel like there's additional space being created in your body that you wish to explore. Last minute here. If there's any additional spaces you wish to explore. Last few breaths here. Palms can plant down slow. Move the spine up through center into a seat. And you can move your props out of your way to your side. Here we pick up the knee, draw feet onto mat. It might feel nice to hug legs in here. If this isn't what you need, you can plant hands behind, find some windshield wipers. These fall to one side and then the other. Seated cat-cow also would be nice. Hands plant as we arch and round the back. We'll meet back at a seat. Great time once again for a little sip of water if you're thirsty. We're going to be moving into a wide knees child's pose now. Great time for a bolster if you do have one, or for a bunch of fluffy pillows. What we're going to do though is start in a tabletop. Knees are going to come a little wider. So a little wider than maybe you normally would for a child's pose. And we send the hips back towards the heels. Heart melts down, head rests on something. So hips are sitting on the heels. If the hips are way up here, we stack blocks, we stack books, whatever we need to under the hips to let them be supported. And we also want the forehead to be supported. So if you do have a bolster or any sort of round pillow or just a bunch of pillows all lined up, it's really nice to thread it through so it goes under your hips as well as your chest, your head if you have a longer bolster. It takes a little adjusting and then you can land however you need. I'll start the timer for us here. A few things to think about here. If your forehead is touching the ground and you find it suffocating, you can have one ear down to the mat. And then when I give the halfway cue, you would just switch your ear. Hands under forehead can be really nice. already halfway through this child's pose. Switching the ear if you need to here, maybe adjusting your props if you so wish. Less than a minute left here. Last few breaths. Root down and through the palms. You can press yourself up gently. Counter pose here. I like a closed knees child's pose, so legs zip up together. Arms reach back along your sides. Forehead rests. It just gives your body the exact opposite kind of motion as to what you were in. It may seem similar, but here we're stretching through the back, resting the hips, resting the shoulders. Palms can root down in front. Press yourself up through a seat. We're moving on to our backs for the last few little poses, so great time to have one last sip of water. Maintaining a close distance to your props in case you wish to use them. Also moving them out of your way. We will be doing a twist once we get down there, so we want to be able to extend your arms out. So we'll make our way down onto the back. For this spinal twist, arms will reach out like a capital T, or you can cactus at your elbows. Legs stay together, hips shift over to the right, knees fall to the left. You can look away from your knees if that feels okay in your neck. We're not here for a full yin style hold, just decompressing the spine. Head back to center, knees back to center, hips settle to neutral. And then hip shift over to the left, knees go to the right. You can look away from your knees. Once again, as long as that feels okay in the neck, always checking in. Head returns to center, knees return to center, hips settle to neutral. We'll come right into a cobbler's pose. So soles of the feet come to touch, knees fall apart. And if this feels great for you, please stick with it. Otherwise, a block can be under each knee or thigh. You can also have a pillow here. You can thread your bolster through so that both legs are supported. Here we are. Arms can be however they are comfortable. If this space feels restful for you, please do choose to stay in this cobbler's pose as long as you wish. When you are ready, hands can close out the legs like a book. You can make your way into your final Shavasana. Now, if you do have your blocks and your pillows nearby, it can be really lovely to put a block under each knee or thigh. This helps to take any pressure off the low back. If you feel compression there in a Shavasana normally, this is a great little trick. And we land. Arms are however they are comfortable. Please feel free to adjust until you land in a space that you know you can stay still in or comfortable in. Here, just take a moment to recognize, has the breath kind of been lost in the mind, or maybe it's much stronger than it's been your entire day? There's no right or wrong answer. There's no thing you should be looking for. We're just seeing what's going on in the body, becoming a little more well acquainted of the way our inner workings respond to our outer environment. In this particular time of stillness of rest can be the most challenging time for a lot of people. And so know that if that comes up for you, it's super, super normal. We recognize a thought as it enters the mind. No, it's nothing more than a thought. When we let it leave, we release that thought just as easily as it decided to appear. I will let you know when your practice is over. And as long as your evening, your day, whatever time this is for you allows for it, I really recommend you stay right here in your Shavasana resting as long as you can, a little longer than you think you can, and definitely longer than you want to. Taking time and space for yourself within uncertainty, within challenge, is so important. We can get really swept up in taking care of other people, and even just taking care of our basic needs, the ones that seem super obvious, and other little things get left out. Not to judge, it happens to all of us. It's just something to recognize and make sure you come back home to yourself, that you make space for your breath, that you recognize connection is here to be had, even if it's from a distance. So much gratitude to you for showing up for yourself this evening, for taking the opportunity to breathe as a community apart. Be so kind and gentle to your body today and always, even more so this rest of your journey on this particular day. Drink lots of water, and so much gratitude once again to you for showing up and allowing me to be here with you. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste.